What's up, tubers? Tio here, Simplistic Fishing, still doing these lake breakdowns for you guys. It is time to finish out Canyon Lake. Last time we talked about this lake, we did a video of the Google Earth side, and we never went over and talked about the offshore part. And really, I think the offshore piece of this lake is far more important than what we were able to find on Google Earth. There's lots of good stuff to go explore on this lake, and I'm very excited to share it with you tonight. Let's go ahead, go out, use this Navionic Mobile App, and see what we can find. Bye. All right, let's go ahead and jump into this thing. Here I am using the Navionic Mobile App, and this is for Canyon Lake. And if you missed the Google Earth breakdown that we did, don't worry. It's still out there. Just go out and look at the lake breakdown playlist, and you'll be able to see all of the Google Earth stuff that we were able to uncover on this lake, which is pretty cool. But I think the offshore stuff is going to be even better. So let's go ahead and just start down here at the dam area. And we'll just work our way back up the east side here, and then we'll come back down the west side. Hopefully we can get it done in one video. If not, we'll do another one. But let's go down here, right here at the dam. Of course, the two corners of the dam are going to probably be the best. You know, as close as you can get in there. Of course, there's probably some buoys and stuff like that, like we saw, or maybe that was over here. I guess that was over in there. That might be the dam too. I'm all confused on this lake. But anyways, let's just take a look at this stuff right here. Really good points. You can see they come off kind of slow contour and then major breaks. So you're gonna have some pretty good ledges that are out here in this area. Look how thick those contours are right here. And as you bring them in, you'll notice there's some subtle points. So what I've done is I've gone out and I've just kind of marked those subtle points for you. The other thing to notice right in here is this big old creek channel. Probably should have marked right in there too. I don't know how deep that is, but notice this huge river channel coming down through here. And now that is going to produce opportunities for you for sure. Anywhere that thing comes up and gets close to something, that's going to be pretty good. This is probably why I didn't mark this, because this is 106 something feet deep, and you got this little flat top here at 85 feet. But anyways, just take a look at some of that stuff. Let's keep moving up and see what else we find. So just kind of following the river channel here again. You're going to have some pretty big ledges on the outside of this little hump that's out here. Not sure if they'll get that deep or not, but definitely something there. But if you come up here, you do have a really good hump that you could fish. And these are really productive areas in the summertime, in the wintertime as well. You can find fish out there. You've actually got a little saddle here between this hump and this point. So this point looks really good as well. You've got a fish attractor that's out here as well. But look at these nice little ledges right around this point. So up here, you've got a ledge, you've got another ledge that's down here as well. You got a nice little turn in that's right here. This looks really good too. So a lot of good stuff right there. And then, of course, I missed these two spots over here on the corner over here. You've got a nice little road bed that's down here, but also coming up, it kind of comes up to a little flat there. And you'll see it right here. This nice little point that's right in here. Now this is kind of deep, you know, 20 something feet, but a nice little flat top before it starts tapering back off and getting into really a pretty shallow area back there in the corner. Moving over here, kind of the same type thing. You've got these little points that come out, so check out those little points. We talked about this. Let's keep moving up and see what else we can find. Now we're up here by the Sunnyside Marina. We're in this first little pocket. This looks really interesting. You know, I don't know why that mark went there. That mark should have been right there. I'll have to fix that, but that mark right here on this little hump, this is where this one should be. That looks like it could be really good as well. And then you also have this kind of point that comes out with this little indentation here, and this looks decent, but also right in here too. Let me pull that down. Also just right in here looks very interesting. I would definitely spend some time right there. You got a pretty good little drop going on there. It's going back. You've got a little bit of a flat here. You've got this hump that they could relay it out to you as well. So you've got some good things going on in this area. Again, I need to fix that little waypoint there. I just need to delete that one. Yeah, I'll fix it when we get off this video, but I'll delete that one and I'll move it over here to be the top of that hump. All right, so let's keep moving on up here. Now, of course, there's some stuff up here. I could have marked a ton of stuff on this lake. There's lots of offshore stuff, but just pay attention to anything you see. Like when you see things like this, where you see it come out and make a little point, You know, you want to fish around stuff like that. So find those little subtle places here, right here. Those can be little money, little areas that, you know, that people kind of overlook. Now let's keep going on down, see what else we can find. You got a huge flat that's out here off this point. This could be really good. Probably a pretty popular area to fish around. But when you get off the outside edges of this flat, you get some really interesting stuff too. You get these nice little points that are out here. Of course, that one's at 30 foot. But also you get out on the ledge, you get out here and you probably got some ledges too. It looks like it goes from like 14 foot to 50 something foot really, really quick. So right in here, you've also got a road bed over here that you could check out. And then if you come over here, you've got these little humps that are over here close to this creek bed too. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a mark right there because I like that. So you got those little humps that are out there too that you could go check out. Those could be really interesting too, especially that one that I marked there. You got that creek bed coming here, kind of swinging up close to that hump. You got a road bed on the other side of it. You got the flat that's over here. They got a lot of stuff that they can relate to in this area, so really like that spot. Now, as we come up here and we get a little bit further up, let's go up here to this area, the Hancock Cove Marina. Let's just see what we can find out here. The contours on this lake are so awesome. There's so much stuff to take a look at. But I really like this area right in here, right where it starts to taper off and starts to get shallow again. So you probably got some pretty good little drops going on here, but then you have a nice little flat that's like right in this area. And you've got a creek bed that kind of swings all the way around it. So that could have some potential. You get up here and you follow this creek bed. It goes directly underneath this dock. That could be a good spot too. Up here where this little turn goes, that could be good. There's all kinds of good stuff in here. I probably could have marked even more, but a marker here would have been good. And here, both of these areas in here where these little humps are, 14 foot, 16 foot, those could be good too. This creek bed it opens up a lot of opportunities. Right here on the corner of the creek bed could be good. Out in here, if you look right here, this creek bed swings in. This is gonna be a really juicy spot right in here. And then also off the edge of that hump too, right where we have the other mark. So just a ton of good stuff going on right in here. Here's where it kind of goes back in again, going towards that flat. So really good spots there. And then on right here, and then of course some of this stuff where you see a mark, it could be that we found something on Google Earth that we marked there that I just can't see from here. But I would imagine that's there because that little point's coming out there and it's the inside of that point. And then of course here, you've got a nice little river channel that's coming over here too with some flooded timber. That could be good as well. So let's keep moving up. Got a nice little point there you can see. Nothing back in here. Come over here off of this point. It's got some interesting stuff. I've got it kind of marked here, but really I want you to kind of scan the whole entire thing. So you're gonna have to get out here and look, come up here and look around this roadbed, especially right in here where you see this comes up to 7 foot right here. So there looks like there's a little hump that's right here and then a major drop going on right in here. You've also got the same type thing here, a little point with a big drop. You've got some good stuff going on here, but just come up here and find that waypoint and then really just scan this area and see if you can locate them in that area. All right, let's keep going down. Lots of good little creek beds here, so make sure you're paying attention while you're out here to where are these creek beds going, and you do some scanning around. You notice here there's a little fish spot right here. It could be because that creek bed actually comes this way and creates a little bit of a ledge right there off the edge of that point, and that could be a productive area to go fish. So just pay attention to those creek beds. Those creek beds are gonna lead you to fish a lot of the times. Some good road beds that are out here. We've got a lot of that stuff marked for you as already. And then getting over here, you got a nice little point that's right here. This one looks really, really good, so you could check that out. And then you got this nice little flat that's over here too. Look how this is nice and shallow, 3 and 4 foot. You got a little hump out here at 12 foot, or I guess it's more of a, I guess it's a hump. Yeah, a hump at 16 foot and 12 foot. You've got a nice flat that's out here with a couple humps on it as well. A couple deep spots. This might be like an old pond. We might have already marked that. But getting up here, like on the edge up here, or out here on the sides of this thing, or out here on these humps, or even right in here too. All this stuff could be good. This could be a very productive area for sure. Now I'll go ahead and I marked this one up here because this is a nice little good little hump with a really good drop. I mean, it's got a massive drop that goes down there too. But the other thing that I want you guys to look at while you're out here kind of fishing around this stuff, got a good saddle here too, are these additional humps that are just kind of hidden in here. So right here, you've got a 17-foot hump, major drops all around it. 12 foot out here that drops off to 100 foot. I mean, that's a massive, massive drop right in that area. All right, let's keep moving up, see what else we can find. So we've covered pretty much that whole side there. Now we're gonna move up in here. We're in the up by the airport now. As we come up here, of course, guys, again, I can't mark every single offshore spot on this lake or it would take me forever and you'd have 1,000 points. So I'm trying to just kind of mark the higher percentage stuff that I think is at least gonna get you started. And then you're gonna need to go from there and really start to, you know, to add in some additional points. So let's look at this area in here because literally there's about 10 different spots that I would probably look at in here to try to find the fish. I've got it marked right here. And the reason why is because there's this long point that comes out here, long tapering point. So this point could be in play, but also this big turn that you see right here, this could come in play right in here big time, especially wintertime, things like that. I'm checking out this spot. I'm checking out this spot right here. It looks like there could even be some rock that's back in here. This ledge that's off the edge of this flat that's back here too, that looks awesome. It says a swim beach, so I don't know if you can fish up there. Hopefully you can fish up there. Not sure how far that beach comes out, but all this stuff looks really good. And pay attention like right in here too. Notice how this big turn here, like right in here, even pretty much just draw a giant circle or square. Let's go circle right in here. And you're gonna scan a ton right in here and see what you can find. Also, as you move over, after you get done messing around in this area, scoot over to this side. And right here, you'll see where it shows a fish attractor. That fish attractor is right on a ledge and it's right on a little point that kind of tapers off. So again, another great spot. Over here too, you see this point comes out. We've got it marked up here a little bit shallower around this stuff. But if you don't find them there, just pull out a little bit more and get out here and look at the ledges out here closer towards that creek bed. Again, this lake has a ton of creek beds that you could really hone in and probably just pick up your fishing skills if you just pay attention to the creek beds and the creek channels. And if you just fish around those creek beds and creek channels, especially around the bends and the turns and the swings when they swing up against the points, you're gonna find fish because they're gonna use those as highways, and there's plenty of them here. So right here, nice little secondary point in the back of this creek. Love it, nice little ridge off of it. That one looks awesome. Over here, kind of the same thing, another nice little ledge that's out here too, a submerged bridge that's out there. And when you get up here around this island, kind of get into a little bit of a shallower water, but all kinds of good stuff going on here. We've got 3 different humps that are out here that you could look at. You could work right in here off of this little ledge here, or the outsides of this island. You've got this roadbed that comes all the way down through here that we've got marked. You've also got this big swing that comes out here, right? This thing swings pretty big, and you got all kinds of good stuff going on in that area. So just definitely go check that out. That looks juicy. Let's keep going up, see what else we have. Another big turn that's right here. You've got some flooded timber that's out here. You got a nice little flat that's up here at about 10 foot, and then you got a massive drop. And this is the edge of the point before it drops. You've also got a massive creek channel or river channel swing here. Looks like you got another hump that's over here too you could check out. Roadbed up there. Man, this thing just looks like an awesome lake to fish offshore for sure. Let's keep moving up here. Of course, most of our points are going to be down here when these river channel swings start to swing and turn. That's when we start to see the good fishing spots. You can see here some pretty decent little ledges going on out here as well. We get up in here. This looks like 20 Potters Creek. So we get up here. We got all kinds of good stuff going on here. Creek bed, nice little ledges, nice little points. Another point here, good little point here that's going across this little creek bed. You got your ledges out here, as well as a nice little flat point that they can get up on and then drop off if they want to. So juicy, juicy area right in here to go check out. Moving on up here. Didn't mark anything up there, but I'm sure there's stuff up there. If you could get in there, you could definitely fish in there. You might be able to check out over here, off these points over here. I told you there's just so much I could have marked for you guys. But I try to just mark kind of, again, some more of the high percentage stuff. I really like this area where this point comes out. Maybe not necessarily right where that dot is, but the vicinity of that dot. So here you've got a creek bed swing. So you got a ledge down here. You've also got a nice little ledge that's up here too. You got a good point that's here, and you got a long tapering point. And they could come all the way out and get way out here too, you know, closer towards this river channel as opposed to the creek bed. Or they could be right in between, you just never know. But this area in here where these two kind of merge together or get really close together, those are always really good spots, and that point sets up well too. Now moving on up here as we get a little bit further up, got quite a few road beds and stuff you guys can check out while you're out there. Looks like there's a little hump out here at 27 foot. Another good little bend right here. This point looks juicy. I would definitely fish around this point where we have that marker at. Let's see if we have anything else up here. Just a good little point that's out here. I'm not sure about this one. I feel like my markers are off for some reason. I don't know why. So we're going to delete that one off. And we're going to move that one to right there because that's where it should have been. And as we look here, again, we're going to look here at this little point, right? So we've got this good point, this creek bed that's coming down. You got a road bed that's right here, and you got really good little ledges coming off the edge of this flat. So they could be up here roaming on the flat and then get out here off the edge very easily. So just a really good spot to look at. Now we're back out here in Main Lake. Show you guys where I'm at. I'm about, I don't know, I'm almost to the end of the lake up here on this side. There's all kinds of stuff going on in this area. So let me zoom in here and we'll talk about it. We talked about this point. We got a submerged bridge over here. Good little creek channel in here as well. We've got nice little points up here. You can see these points. Here's a big flat that's out here that we've got marked for you guys. Or it's not even a flat, it's just a big hump. But so much going on out here. You've got this whole area here where the river's swinging around, making a corner. You've got this hump that looks juicy. These are the points off the humps. You've got more stuff over here as well, additional humps that you could look at. The road bed, again, the bridge, just some good stuff going on there. And then if you get out on the outside of this, of course, we already talked about this, these little points that are over here too that you could look at as well. All right, so let's move this down, see what else we can find on this side. Again, another little creek bed making a little connection there with the culvert. Nice little long flat point that comes out here. You could really have to do some scanning here to find that, but that's a nice long tapering point. And then down here we've got another area where it kind of cuts in and you've got the road bed there as well. All right, let's see what else we can find here. So we got another nice little point coming here. And I like these spots right here. You guys have heard me talk about this a lot, but where that river channel swings up there and comes across and then starts to taper off right there at the end, those are always great little spots to find fish right in here. And this one works out perfect because it's got a nice little point that kind of sticks out right there in that area. So I think you'll like that a lot. Then as we move a little bit further down, some more creek channel stuff, some good humps that are out here you could check out. Another little nice ridge that comes out here right on the outside of that creek bed. And I think that's it. So let's go ahead and start moving back up. We're going to go back up the other side of the river here. We already talked about these. I don't know if we talked about this, but that basically is a major creek channel swing. So anywhere right in here is going to be good. Swinging back down, we talked about all that stuff there. Now we're just going to kind of work our way back down through here. We've got some interesting stuff that's out here. You know, there's, again, multiple spots we could have marked here for you. If you look here, this is pretty cool. There's a little flat that's back here, a little flat point, and it's got some pretty good little marks on it. And I don't know if you can get in here or not. Hopefully you can. But also, come over here. Notice this right in here. Really good break right there and a massive break right in here. So this little spot right in here, if you can get in there, I don't know. I think that's just no wake. Hopefully you can just get in here and fish around. But that little spot right in there looks pretty interesting. Now let's keep going down, see what else we can find. Got some stuff out here. This is getting pretty deep out here. You're at 27 feet, but right out there you've got a culvert that's pretty close by and a road bed. That could be a good little winter spot to look at. Plus, if you look right here, you've got that creek bed swinging up right in that same area. Move down here, kind of the same type stuff. Creek channel turns. Anywhere really in that area could be good. You could find them in there. Got a good little point that's back here to take a look at. Another good point that comes out here that looks really good. It's got creek beds pretty much surrounding it. So you could not only just fish the point, but then you could get out on the sides and start scanning out here and seeing what else is out here off the edges of this point that comes out. All right, gonna move on up here. Take a look a little bit more at what we can find here. Again, basically just a regular point. For the first time, it's just a nice little rounded point that's got some pretty good breaks off the side, and it's fairly close to a creek bed as well. So that makes it look kind of juicy. Now, if I was over here, I would probably come over here right here and check out this little point. And then I'd probably just boat up a little bit more and just look in this area and just see what's going on here. I know this is pretty deep, 30 foot, but if you get up here, it's not that bad, 15, 20 foot. And there could be some stuff right off here, right off these little breaks. So definitely be something to look at. Plus, with the river channel swinging this way, it could have some debris and stuff like that that is washed up in there. Now, one thing that just popped out at me that we didn't mark before is right here. There's a nice looking little hump right there. It's 6 foot and then massive break down to the river channel, and the river channel swings right up against it. So there's probably gonna be a little hard spot in here or something. I would definitely fish right in here. That should have been one of my marks. I'm gonna go ahead and mark it right now because it needs to be marked. Okay, so let's keep moving up. We're gonna swing around here. Not seeing too much, but always pay attention to these humps. When you see these humps that come up, pay attention to them. Moving down here, we've got some pretty good points here. Nice little breaks, nice little point again. River channel swing right here, so this is gonna be a hot area. All in here. We've got the points marked, we've got the saddle marked, the edge of the island, this point over here as well, but anywhere right in here, really just right in that whole area. Do some work there, take your time there, see what you can find. You got some other stuff that's over here too that wasn't marked, like out here. You could look at this little area right in here. You could look at this point where this creek bed comes out. You could look up here where this little flat rounded point is too. I mean, there are a lot of different spots that they could be here, but we've marked these spots for you. We think these are going to be the higher percentage spots, but again, you know how the fish are. They can pretty much go wherever they want. All right, then we're going to move down. Let's see if we can get this done. Let me see how much time we got. We're at 21 minutes. We're going to have to speed up a little bit to get this done, but we're going to do it. So out here, we've got a nice little point that comes out. I want you guys to check that out. Also check out right where I put that little marker out. It looks like something's going on right there in that area. Again, good point out here. You could check this out. This one looks good. Out here, we've got these marks. These are nice little creek bed turns where you've got really good points and really good breaks going on right in there. Kind of the same thing back in here. I'll just kind of highlight this real quick since we're trying to get done here. But just little points that we've marked off or little indentions before they go to the flat. Right here, a creek channel swing, nice little point, another creek channel or creek bed swing, little turns. And like I said, this whole lake's just full of these little creek beds. So you can just follow these creek beds to find the fish. Out here, you've got this nice little area here where it comes in, but then you've also got a good little point on both sides of that point could be good, and just on the point itself. Both those areas look like they could be very productive. In here, some flooded timber, and then right where it starts to kind of taper back off, right there in those little cuts, those can be really good. Plus you've got a nice little rounded point out here that has this little road bed that comes through here. I think you could spend days on this lake offshore. Coming over here, obviously down in here, right, big river channel swing. So pretty much you start fishing right in here, you just work your way up and all around here because this is gonna be a good area to find fish. You've got a good hump here, you've got good ledges here. That's the outside of that turn too that's out there. So just great looking stuff. We're gonna get a little bit further in here, go down. We've got, again, just looking at that creek bed and finding those little ledges and those little subtle points. There's another one right there. There's a few more that are back in here. As you look here, just a nice little rounded point here that's going up into a flat. So I like that. Not sure what that is. That must have been something we marked on Google Earth. Same type thing here. We've got this little rounded point that comes in, and I don't know what's going on here, but scanning in these little areas right here, these can be kind of little hidden little gem areas that you can find. Again, nice little ledges that are out here. We've got these marks out here, I believe, because we were able to see those ledges on Google Earth, so we were able to mark those for you guys. Also, while you're here, don't forget about this little point that's right here. So if we get out here, and we look right out here, that point could be interesting too. It's got a nice big old break right off the outside edge of it. All right, I'm gonna zoom back, show you guys where we are. We're almost to the finish line here. Now we're getting in to this last little area. This says it's a parking lot. Let's see if it tells us what it is. This is Turkey Cove. So as we get into Turkey Cove, obviously up in here, that's juice. Moving back here, we've got a nice little spot here. I'm not sure what's going on here. That's probably a Google Earth spot that we found. Out here, you've got a nice little point, little secondary point you could fish. Creek channel swings going up against that area. Those can be good. Moving out here, got a nice, just a decent little point that comes out here. Out here, you've got a decent little point with those ledges too. I'm thinking these things are probably more things that we marked from the Google Earth side. I don't see too much from a contour perspective, but man, just look at these creek channels. And just find spots they touch, like right in here. This could be good right in here. What the heck is going on there? It's a little bit different than everything else, right? So you could go check that out. Some of this other stuff's getting a little bit too deep. This point for sure. My markers, for some reason, are off. Just a bit, but they're off just enough to throw this thing off. So go out and clean this thing up for you guys. All right, then we're gonna go down here to the bottom. We're almost down to where we started. We've got another little ledge that's out here too. Nice little flat area, 9, 10 feet, good little spot for them to hang out on. And then of course they've got access to this really deep water right here, and there's something going on right in there with those contours. Then we're gonna move down and we're back to where we started down there close to the dam. So that covers us for everything offshore from Canyon Lake. Like I said, there's probably 1,000 more waypoints I could have put on there for Canyon Lake, but use the waypoints that we put on there for you now for this offshore stuff to kind of learn the lake, and then try to match those to other areas in the lake, because you have so many offshore opportunities here. It's unbelievable. So please take full advantage of it. Go out to our website, simplisticfishing.com. We have all these waypoints plus the Google Earth waypoints. We take them all, we put them on a card, and you put them into your graph, and you're on your way. It will change the way you fish. It will make fishing so much simpler for you, allowing you to pattern stuff a lot quicker, to find things much faster. Go check it out, simplisticfishing.com. And until next time, guys, I hope you catch your PB. Take it easy.